Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well, that you're happy and healthy and having a great evening. I wanted to come on here and do a quick video for all of you, a more in-depth discussion about emotional connection and why that's so important in a personal relationship. Okay? As you all know, this flows really great with my last video because I spoke about intimacy. And that intimacy is not only about the physical part of being intimate with your partner, but it means intimacy, mostly that, okay? Which is really getting to know each other at a really deep level. Like that's a soul bond. A really deep soul connection. And that's mostly done through sharing your emotions. So yeah, that's so important when you know that. And that helps you actually experience true love, and actually helps you experience unconditional love. The love that Papa gives all of us, and the love that He intended all of us to have. That's where we'll be the most happiest. It's the best love, to be the happiest and the healthiest in life. So, yeah, huge, right? Right, huge. Yeah. So, after meditating on that video for a while, Papa actually gave me the overall message of that video on intimacy, that we all need to be there for each other emotionally. Yeah. So that's why we're going to talk about emotions and emotional connections tonight. And like always, Papa has me feel what I'm going to be talking to all of you about as well. So I'm feeling all these emotions. And what He does is He shows you through me certain things, like what it's like not having that emotional connection. Yeah, that's not so good. But it serves a good purpose, and it's to help me to channel these messages to all of you the way Papa wants me to. So that's a good thing then. All right, so let's first start with a prayer, thanking Papa, God, all of our angels, spirit guides for loving us, guiding us, protecting us, supporting us every day on our journey, and in helping me channel these important messages to all of you tonight. Okay, I don't have much battery life, so I'm going to try to make this quick, okay, as quick as I can. So God gave us emotions to be able to express them and feel them. Unfortunately, through life, the way it is and how hard it can be, we either have, or most of us have, I'll say all of us in one way, shape or form, have experienced pain and trauma, and we have a hard time expressing our emotions because of that, and we develop trust issues and for fear of being hurt even more, right? And then there's also society that programs us not to express and feel these emotions, which is wrong. We need to be able to do that and express them and feel them in a very healthy way. That's what we have to learn, if we don't already. If you do, good, great, and you're way ahead of a lot of us. And don't give up. don't give up to those who haven't been able to yet. You can always, always achieve it, okay? When we put our minds to, by doing the work, right? Like I always say. So yeah, just wanted to say that. If we don't express our emotions, it'll build up and build up and build up over time until it erupts like this huge volcano and we explode or implode or whatever. So, and then it will actually rob us of our happiness and our life. And yeah, we don't want that, and Papa doesn't want that, right? So keep that in mind. We need to work on our emotions. Easier said than done, right? But it can be done. Okay? All right. So emotional connections. Why is that great to have? Well, it's emotional connections is ultimately the glue that will keep your relationship together. Yeah, it strengthens your relationship, your bond, so you can get through whatever life throws at you together. Get through it. Yeah. And what it also does is if you have that kind of a relationship, it allows you to grow, and it gives you that person that when we fall to help us through our bad moments in our life, and we all need that. So that's really big. And so again, it's really, 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 it's so important. And yeah, so we need, what does it do? If you can be emotionally connected, again, I'll keep saying that again because it's so important. It builds trust, respect, and security. And you have to be able to be open and vulnerable to share our experiences, to share our goals, to share our dreams, to really get to know each other that way, right? And it brings us so close to each other if we can do that. All of our experiences, good and bad, but you can't do that with everybody and anybody. You have to choose your partner wisely. Because why? Because if they tell all your secrets to people, it'll hurt you. It'll cause you more pain, right? So you have to have the right person. So it takes time. But if you're with the right person and you're really having a hard time opening up and being vulnerable, well, you have to really step back. And you have to really try to figure out why that is. And if you can't work through it, get the help. Get someone to help you through it. Again, that's a strength, not a weakness. We all need help sometimes. Because if you do that, if you don't do that, that's what I'm going to focus on. It's like you go into a relationship with an open wound. That wound will eventually bleed into the relationship and will cause it'll be destructive. And that's not good, right? You want the opposite. The whole point is to get closer, not pushing each other away, causing each other more pain and heartache. So how can you become more open? Well, you can do something about that. Choose a family member or a friend that you really trust and just start to open up a little bit at a time. And over time, you'll be able to do it more and more. And so it takes time. It takes work, just like everything else, but you can do it. That's one way. It'll be worth it. It will. So, yeah. So being open and sharing your emotions helps us to communicate better. We feel more loved by our partner when we can communicate easier and we can share each other's emotions, right? We're more connected and we feel like we feel accepted, and like our partner is listening to what and cares about how we feel and what we need, and you become more in tune to what each other's needs are. So that's so powerful in a relationship when you can do that and show yourself up that way in your relationship for each other. You have more fun together. It's another thing. Like really close friends, you become friends. So why not? You can go on all these adventures together. Yeah. So it's really beautiful if you can do that. You feel safe. You feel like the other person more. Again, the more emotions you can share with each other, you feel understood. Like I said, you feel safe. You feel I'm looking for the words I was looking for. You feel more comfortable to be you. And if you can't be comfortable to be yourself in a relationship, it won't work, right? It won't work. And when you can communicate better with each other, and you listen to each other, and you show care and compassion for each other, then you can forgive each other. You need to continue to communicate. It's the other thing. You can't just you have to be very consistent in the things that we do for each other. We have to show up in the way that our words, our actions have to match what we say too. But if we can communicate, we can forgive each other. And if we don't do that, then it's easier for us just to walk away. And we have to face our problems right away. If we just let it go and think, well, I'll deal with it later, it doesn't work that way. No, the relationship will just continue to dissolve every minute that passes by, every day that passes by. So then there won't be able to be repaired. The more damage is done every time you wait and you don't face your issues. So that's really big. So I'm already going into what I have experienced now, okay? And that was what I did. I experienced. I didn't feel understood. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel accepted. I felt awkward. I felt not enough again, and it makes you very unsafe and very insecure in your partnership, and it caused me a lot of stress. It made me feel sick. Again, I think I mentioned that, mentally and physically, because, what happens is that it becomes too confusing to the other person and causing them so much heartbreak. And then again, you trust less, and then you assume the worst of what's really going on because there's no communication. So you don't understand what's going on. You don't feel connected. It's just the way it is. You don't feel connected. Yeah, so that's hard. That's hard. And then, so yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that part for me, anyways, from my experience. You see inconsistency, you just, it just ends up all just dissolving because of all that. There's, then there's the more the lack of communication, when it's only, you have to both be invested. You have to both want it. You have to give of each other emotionally together, not one person. You can't, it won't work. It doesn't happen that way. Yeah, and you can't expect for it to last if you don't share at a deep level with your partner. It just stays superficial, and yeah, and then that's when the bitterness, the insecurities, resentment, all those feelings come in, right? So what am I feeling right now? I feel like I have all these emotions that I have not been able to express, because you hold yourself back when that happens. And you don't express yourself, right? You don't say how you feel, and then it makes you anxious, isolated, lonely, misunderstood, all those negative emotions. So yes. So having that emotional connection is so important. It's not only that if you can have it, it's necessary. You really need to have it. If you do love someone and you do want it long term, you need it. You can have two people that are both emotionally unavailable, and it can work for a while, but eventually it does break apart. It does. It becomes super toxic because there's nothing there to sustain it. There's no foundation. There's nothing built up from the ground up to hold it together. So it doesn't work eventually, or you are miserable, or you stay in this relationship and you feel alone, misunderstood, and yeah. So why even be in one, right, at that point? So that's not good. It's not healthy. And we all deserve it. I'm going to keep on trying. So all of you, and I hope you do if you don't have it as well, and you can get it. You can. You can. Okay? So yes, you deserve it. And that's where you're going to have the ultimate happiness in life and in love, is if you can feel understood. Feel that closeness. It's so warm. It's welcoming, right? It's so beautiful. Again, it's deep. It's just, it's like it's two hearts merging in one. So, yeah, you can take on the world. You literally can when you have that. And then you can focus when you don't have to worry and you don't have the stress of all that going on in your relationship. Then you can focus on life and your abundance and growing and obtaining even more together. Yeah. So yeah, it's beautiful anyway. So I am going to leave you for now with that. We can all have it. We can. And it's never too late, all right? So, I hope you have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Sending you all my love, all my light. I love you all very much.